Hey, it's Jose here, and I just wanted to let you know that if you have a message to share, I want to tell you about Anchor. It is free and it is an easy way to create a podcast for you to share that message. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. There are certain creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And most importantly, you can get your message out to the world and impact the lives that you were created to impact. Download Anchor right now. My name is Jose Vargas, and I am on a mission to help you create breakthroughs in your personal and professional life so that you can grow and lead your life with excellence. Welcome to the Jose Vargas Show. I am your host, Jose Vargas. Thank you so much for listening. In this episode, I want to talk to you about the power of focus. There will always be opportunity for those who are well prepared. But not every opportunity deserves your attention. And I want to say that one more time because I think it is so important. There will always be opportunity for those who are well prepared. But not every opportunity deserves your attention. Some time ago, I was going after a particular project and someone I respected presented an opportunity to me and for me to check out. And I did. I checked it out, and that opportunity actually helped me in some areas of my life, but it set me back in other areas of my life. And so the reason I'm sharing that with you is because as a leader who wants to lead his or her life with excellence and impact the people around you, obviously that's you, or else you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. So you must be aware of the opportunities that will present themselves before you. Some will be good, but others can slow you down and cost you time, effort, and money. And so I want to share with you a story. There's a Bible story, and for those of you who are not Bible readers, just bear with me. It's a fascinating story. It's actually one of my favorite Old Testament stories. So many different teaching points to really pull out of that story, but I just want to share a brief just a brief point of it that I want to share in this particular episode. And basically there was this man named Nehemiah. And Nehemiah was actually working for the king at that time, and he was a cupbearer. A cupbearer would taste a drink prior to the king drinking that drink so that to make sure that there wasn't any poison in the drink. And so it was a position that really could take you out, talk about a risk. And as a former Secret Service officer, I kind of relate to Nehemiah in so many different areas, particularly in that area, right? Putting yourself before the king or putting yourself before the person that you're protecting. So this government worker, so to speak, was doing his job when all of a sudden one of his brothers came and he shared about their culture and their land and what was happening in their land. And he shared how Israel, which was the nation, right, the land had been burned down, and how the temple was being destroyed, their God wasn't being respected, and how particularly how the walls around the city of Jerusalem were destroyed. And so upon hearing this news, Nehemiah naturally felt saddened and he was burdened. And not only was he saddened and he was burdened, but now he wanted to do something about what he just heard. He was burdened with a vision, right? And when I read that story, I see so much of the lead-through method that I teach often. So that I think that was a fascinating point. But anyways, he got permission, focus, right? He got permission to go, long story short, from the king, he got permission to leave his position temporarily and to go to Jerusalem, recruit the people that he needed to recruit. And actually, he got everything that he needed to go and build the walls around Jerusalem so that that city will be fortified once again. And as he went to Jerusalem, he did a few things that I want to highlight in a future episode. But he started building along with other people. when all of a sudden two distractions came in a form of an opportunity. And the reason I'm saying in a form of an opportunity was because these two distractions were these two men who wanted to really distract Nehemiah, who were big critics of Nehemiah and the thing that he was doing. They didn't really believe that he should be building a wall. They didn't believe in that vision. And so the reason I'm saying it was an opportunity, because it was an opportunity for Nehemiah to be seen with these two critics. It was an opportunity for him to sit down with them and reason with them and maybe share his point of view of why they should buy into the vision and why they should agree with him and why he was right. But he didn't do that. And what I love about Nehemiah, that his response, and he said, to their invitation to come down from his building process, he said, should the work stop while I come down to you? Should the work stop while I come down to you? In other words, he says, I am doing a great work and I can't come down to you. I'm doing a fantastic work. I'm focused in the work that I am doing, and I can't come down to you. You may not agree with the work. You may not see the work as important. You may not even understand what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing a great work, and I can't come down to you. Long story short, he stayed focused on what he was supposed to do, and he finished the wall in an amazing 52 days, if I'm not mistaken. 52 days. Not 52 months, not 52 years, 52 days. Talk about the power of focus. So, how does this relate to you and your leadership? To you who are trying to lead your life in such a way that reflects excellence to those around you. If you right now want to focus on, let's say, building your business or raising your children, maybe that's the season of life you're in. Maybe it's building your relationship, or maybe your career progression, or maybe you're paying off debt, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in this season of your life. You will have distractions in forms of opportunities that will call for your attention and beg you to come down. They will beg you to come down. They will beg you to be distracted by them. And again, some of these opportunities are great opportunities, but not every great opportunity deserves your attention. So, how can you filter the opportunities that will help you versus those that will slow you down? So I want to give you just a few points in this episode, but the first thing that you must ask yourself when an opportunity is presented to you as a leader is by answering this question: is this going to help me get to my dream or vision for my life and leadership? Or is this going to help me get to my outcome for this particular area of my life? It could be your health. It could be your finances. It could be your marriage. It could be your relationships. It could be your job. It could be your dream job. It could be your career. It could be whatever it is that you are currently working on. Is this going to help me get to that in this particular area of my life? See, now answering that question requires that you know what it is that you want, right? And so when I'm coaching leaders, training, or speaking on this subject, I often ask, which is the third step of my lead through method, and it's called dreaming it. But the question really is, what do you want? You have to know what it is that you truly want, right? Identifying what you want will also make clear what you don't want. Therefore, it will help you say no to opportunities that will sway you from what you truly want. So if this opportunity that is presenting itself before you today is not going to ultimately help you and steer you in the direction of your vision or dream for your life and leadership, or whatever area of life you are trying to get that next level in, if it's not going to help you, then you should say no to the opportunity. You should say no to the opportunity. Okay? The second thing that I think you should do is remind yourself of why you started in the first place. So number one, is this going to help me get to my dream or vision for my life and leadership? Number two, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Reminding yourself why you started in the first place, again, will center you on, is this what I want for my life? Number three, declare out loud that what you're doing is much more important than that which is calling for your attention. And the reason you need to declare it out loud, you don't have to do it publicly. When I say declare it out loud, I'm talking about let yourself hear it. So maybe that is while you're taking a shower, maybe while you're driving, and declare that what you're doing is much more important than that which is calling for your attention. Now, my wife and I say this statement out loud all the time. Okay? This is the statement that we say. We say, and this is not original to us. We actually, one of our distant mentors said this, and it was profound. And it's that we are doing a great work, and we can't come down. We are doing a great work, and we can't come down. I understand what you're doing. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're doing with your life. But let me just say, what we're doing is a great work. And we can't come down. Everyone is not going to understand your vision. As a matter of fact, you don't need to share your vision with everyone. And so there are certain things in your life that you need to, that only you know, or you and your spouse know, if you're married, or, if you're dating or whatever. But the reality is everyone doesn't need to know your vision. Therefore, when you declare out loud that what you're doing is much more important than that which is calling for your attention, you base it on what it is that what your vision is. What is it that you're actually wanting to accomplish? And if it is not aligning with what you're wanting to accomplish, you can't come down. Okay? The next thing that I want you to do, and that I try to do, is focus on the progress and how far you have come. Focus on the progress and how far you have come. You have not achieved the level of success that you have today overnight. No one has. Unless you won the lottery. Okay? So you need to learn to celebrate the progress and embrace the process. There are no shortcuts to success. There are no shortcuts to losing weight. There are no shortcuts to paying off debt. There are no shortcuts to living the life that you want to live. There are no shortcuts. You have to celebrate progress and embrace the process. Okay? So focus on the progress and how far you've come, and then embrace the process. Because it's a process. It's going to take you some time in order to get you to the ultimate vision. And for Nehemiah, it was completing that wall to fortify his city. The next thing that I think you should be doing is think of what would happen if you don't finish this task strong. What would happen in your life if you don't accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish in your life and leadership? Who would be affected by you not accomplishing that particular thing? How will you feel if you didn't accomplish that particular thing? Okay? The next thing is to understand that what you're doing is bigger than you, and bigger than your desires, and bigger than your ego. So, and I say that respectfully, but understand that the calling that's inside of you as a leader, okay, it's so much bigger than you. For Nehemiah, the walls were so much bigger than him. It would keep that nation safe, those citizens safe. That will give them the freedom to worship, the freedom to live their lives. So what are you doing that deserves your focus in this season of your life? What are you doing that deserves your attention, an undivided attention? What are you doing right now that deserves your total commitment and 100% of your effort? And who's counting on you? Is your family counting on you? Maybe it's the tribe that you're serving that's counting on you. And your calling is so much bigger than you. Your leadership, you're a person of influence. Okay? So you don't have to say yes to every opportunity. I know many people who say yes to every opportunity, and it's not every opportunity is not taking them in the direction that they want their lives to go. So you don't have to say yes to everyone who asks you to, for the opportunity. You don't have to say yes to everyone who asks you for donations. You don't have to say yes to everyone that invites you to a specific thing. You don't have to say yes to fill in the blank. Focus. Focus. Focus on what you were burdened to build in this season, using Nehemiah's terminologies. Focus on serving those who have been entrusted, who you've been entrusted to serve in this season of your life. And here's what happens when you focus. Soon, you'll be able to see what you envision a reality. 52 days it took Nehemiah with intense focus, not coming down to meet his critics, not coming down to stroke his ego, not coming down to pay attention to the little things compared to that big wall and that purpose that he was tasked to accomplish. Your leadership, your life is so much more important than the little distractions that keep calling for your attention. People are going to call you. People are going to DM you. People are going to message you. People are going to invite you to whatever. But if it's not aligned, and go back to the statements that I said earlier, if they don't align to your big vision, then it's a distraction. Say no to those opportunities. They may mean well, they may be good for you, but are they going to bring you closer to the life and leadership that you want for your life? And I want you to remember this. It takes time and it takes work. But together we can become a leader worth following. You don't have to remain stuck. You don't have to put up a front. But you can take actionable, practical steps to get your breakthrough and not just accept your life, but lead your life towards excellence and towards impact. Because isn't that what we want? We want to have impact in this world, and we want to impact the people in our lives. I want to thank you for joining me today. Stay focused, share this podcast with another leader, and I'll see you soon.